So we're live. I know there's a slight lag normally of about 20 seconds, so I'm just going to fire up my phone and seeing if it's active. There you go. Just got the alert. Just make sure there's volume as well. Okay, let me know if you can see and hear me, please, in the comments. Tell me if the picture quality is good and whether the audio is good. I always worry about those two. And if you can also tell me where you're from, that would be really useful. So I'm just waiting for some comments to come through. Apparently there's 8 people already in here. Just let me know if the quality's working. Okay, just let me know if you can hear and see me, please. That'd be really useful. Thank you. Somebody's responded. It's all good. Valentina, great to see you here. I'll tell you what, if there was a medal for turning up, you'd get it because you've been to, I think, every single one of these, which is fantastic. Although last week I didn't do one with Thanksgiving and just generally a lot happening. It's weird because you kind of get into a rhythm and then you miss 1 week and you feel like, oh, what do I do? I can't remember what to do. You might notice that the picture of me is upgraded. So I invested in a better camera. I've been basically doing what a lot of people do, just using my mobile phone. But it always worried me that somebody would call me or something would happen with the phone. I'd lose the stream. So I decided to invest in a better camera, which gives a better picture. In this session, so let's just get into it because we haven't got long together, 20 minutes or so. So the title of this one is about make an onboarding chatbot to help coaches, but really it's for anybody in that kind of educational space. And the point of this is being able to do the onboarding really at scale. You know, any coach can onboard 10, 12 people manually. It's not, it's not a massive amount of work, but if you're onboarding a couple of hundred, and it could be coaching for anything. It could be in an educational setting. It could be coaching within a corporate setting, manufacturing setting. Think of anywhere where you need to teach a lot of people something. And what we're trying to achieve here is gather gather at scale the students' information, answer any questions they may have, like normal Q&A stuff, and also get a feeling for what the people you're going to coach, train, educate, what their concerns are, and again, doing that at scale. All of that can be done manually, but coaches, teachers, educators want to do teaching, coaching, and educating. And often when it's something at scale like that, they're going to have a big bunch of admin staff helping. And it's just messy and it's inefficient. Fine, 5, 10, maybe even 15, 20 people. But when you're talking hundreds, it becomes a bit of a nightmare. So that was the kind of challenge that I set Juji. What I've done is I've actually gone through this, put some dummy data in. So we'll go and see that in a minute. But for now, I'm going to teach you how to do it. So let's just flick across to a different view. Okay, so with any luck, I know I messed it up slightly in the last stream. With any luck, you should be seeing what I'm seeing here, which is the Juji platform. If you can't see that, do let me know in the comments. That would be really useful. If you haven't seen it before, don't worry. I'll kind of describe it as we go through. You can see as I've been challenging Juji, I've built lots of digital assistance chatbots here, just testing different elements, giving these lives, trialing things, testing things. I'm actually through December, I'm going to be building a chatbot on the Juji Studio platform for botrepreneurs. If you're not a member of botrepreneurs, just let me know in the comments that you want some details and I'll send it to you. It's basically a collective of people working in the conversational AI space, whether you're a conversational designer, UX designer, whatever you do, as long as you're working in conversational AI. And we do lots of events. In fact, there's an event happening very shortly in Amsterdam, a live event. So let's do some building. I do love a bit of building. So if you've never seen the Juji platform before, Valentina, can you confirm for me that you are seeing the platform? That'd be really lovely. Yeah, in fact, I've just had a look myself and it looks like you can see it, which is fantastic. So this is the screen that you're greeted when you first log in. And what I really love is the fact that you can actually import a chatbot. So, for instance, somebody could have built something that's very similar to what you want, and they can just send that to you, and then you would just hit that button and import it. I've done it a couple of times now. It's quick, it's easy, simple. And then you basically get their copy of the chatbot. But for this one, we're just going to create a new chatbot. And you'll see the options we've got here: Facebook Messenger and website. I'm not going to mess around with Messenger at the moment, but I have tested it and it works as you would expect. For most of us, we're probably going to be deploying on websites. And then you get two options: blank template, which is what I'm going to be using throughout December to build the Botrepreneurs chatbot. And then you've got the template option, of which there's a massive chunk of templates across several niches, which I really love. So you can see here we've got general, HR, education, healthcare, or you see them all. So we're going to look for education. And I think the one that we wanted was onboarding. There we go. So you can see all of these: program assistant general, program assistant specific, teaching assistant, training assistant, learning assistant onboarding, learning assistant check-in. Lots of stuff going on here. And what's really nice about these, this is the one we want, learning assistant onboarding, is it gives you a little bit of information about the template. You can actually click on the little eye here and view an example, which is lovely. Gives you a taste of what that template is going to be like. But in this case, we're just going to click create. If you've got any questions, do ask them down in the comments. That'd be really useful. I'm going to leave it on my phone so I can see if any comments do come in. But it's just not refreshing very well, which is interesting. So when you select a template, you're always given these two options to preview or customize. We're just going to go into customize because I've been into it before. I can actually hear myself. I'm going to turn that down. And what we've got is basically the design element, and across the top, you've got the main chat flow, you've got the Q&A board, and you've got the chatbot settings. Little thing I've not shown before, which people might like, is you can name your chatbot here. So I'm going to call this Coaching Demo 2, for instance, and you can see the names changed over here as well. And if I went into access all the chatbots, you'd see it with that name. I'm a bit fastidious about naming chatbots and naming every element and keeping things organized. So if we go back, what we really need is kind of cover that where the learners are going to ask questions. The way that we do it in Juji is we do it under the Q&A board. For instance, if we've got a new Q&A, we can click here. If the chatbot is live and it's getting data and questions are being asked, they'll start to appear here. And then we can go in and give them answers. So that's how you teach it. So I'm just going to add one here. Will we have to do homework? Great question. Yes. All students must complete homework after each coaching session. There you go. Simple. Got the question on the left, and we've got the chatbot response on the right. And then all we need to do is make sure we submit that so it goes into the engine. There you go. So if I now go in and preview, Vita is going to welcome me as Jim because it knows it's me. It's asked me to introduce myself, and I'm just going to go, will there be homework? So what's interesting about this, and something I really love about Judy, is I've actually interrupted the conversational flow. Vita wanted me to introduce myself. But what I decided to do was actually jump in, as customers do, as people, humans do, interrupt conversation and ask if there'll be homework. She's answered that with the Q&A that I've just created, and then she's been able to just go straight back into the conversation again. So, question she's asking is: since we just met, can you introduce yourself in 2 to 3 sentences, such as the type of work you do? So, rather than you having to listen to me typing all that out, I'm just going to take some text that's been created here. I'm just going to paste that in. So Judy's going to take that information, and this is the really important bit. She's going to take some information that I'm giving her and actually look at, kind of analyze the text and see where my concerns or worries might be as a student. And then she's acknowledged that she's got that information. And then she's going to ask, why do you sign up for coaching, for example? Specific goals, expectations do you wish to achieve? I'm pretty sure your coach would appreciate that info as well. So this is about you conversational designers out there designing something that's really nice. But in this example, again, I'm going to use some pre-designed text, this section here in green. Otherwise, you're going to have to listen to me type. I'm going to put that information in. She's acknowledged it and come up with a third question. Have you participated in one-to-one coaching before? And I'm going to say yes. And then the conversation is going to continue. Now, all of this data is going to be useful for the trainer, the coach. But that data needs to be accessible and needs to be presented in a certain way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flick back to my original coaching demo, which is this one here. This is the one where I've already put several pieces of data in. So what I love about Judy is it's not too complicated. There's not too much going on. You've got to remember, this is a no-code platform. It's really created for businesses, education, HR, whatever it might be, that are not comfortable with programming and too much going on. So they keep the design, the UX really simple. But over here on the left, we can see we've got a report section. And as you would expect in any conversational AI platform, you get some data, location, traffic, time of day, and all that kind of stuff. Useful stuff for your customer service team to know when their highs and lows are. But the section we're going to go into is actually the audience information. And what you can see here is that got a group of 6 users have gone through the conversation. If I wanted to, I could search for an individual user here. I could change the date. I can pull down all the chat data, really useful. I know some people will absolutely adore that. And if we go here, this is me, Jim. If I click in, I actually can see that conversation in full detail. And what I really love about this is it's actually pulled me through and classed me as liberal, which I think is brilliant. You can see that it's done some analysis of my responses, and it's analyzed 145 words. As the coach, I might want to, I've got some high level information, but I might want to dive into the conversation a little bit more if I'm kind of an edge case, a bit unusual. We can see the whole chat transcript, and we can see it took 6 minutes and the day it happened. I think that's brilliant. I love how it's easily accessible. We can see down here, if I go to, this is the bit we're looking for. So we're looking for user response analytics. And you'll notice is we've got two options: quantitative responses. There was none. We weren't asking students to, score their learning experience or any kind of experience. That kind of stuff, obviously, within a educational coaching environment, that could be really useful. You could bang a link to the chatbot in an email after each session and get them to review how the session went, how they think it went, and get some really useful feedback. But in this session, we want the qualitative responses, the free text stuff. And what we can see here, have you participated in coaching? Why did you sign up for coaching? Could you introduce yourself? And there's all answers. Now, this is where it gets interesting. So for, if you were doing this manually, an online form or whatever, somehow all of that data has then got to be downloaded and exported and put into tables, whatever. And, it's a lot of admin time. But really useful here is if I go into this one here, why did you sign up for coaching? We've got some detail and we've got sentiment analysis, word cloud, or topic analysis, the bubble chart, which is the one that I'm really interested in. So if I click on that, I can see that it's under this topic, why did you sign up for coaching? We can see all bits of detail about what people have said. And it says a number of topics were identified from users' free text responses to this question. You can browse the identified topics one by one. The topic on display here is related to 33.14% of user responses. The topic is summarized by keywords displayed on the left, along with a set of representative responses displayed below. So what this is really useful, and I think it'd be obviously a lot more useful. I've only put 6 conversations through here, but if we managed to put through, a couple of hundred, we'd get a really good feeling here within the bubbles about the things that are standing up. So we can see here team, relationship, time, manager, hour, partner, customer, find. So what they'd be able to do is the coach would be able to do is then kind of dive into these. And over time, he'd be able to kind of preempt where the challenges are going to be. So that data is massively, massively useful. So go across. Why did you sign up for coaching? Task, challenge, deadline, time. And we can flick through each of them, but we're not going to because it's a little bit boring. But it's a little bit boring when you've only got 6 entries that you've made up. But I think for a coach, if you've got some really good solid data there, they can use that data then for the coaching program and the individuals. But obviously, you can also add it to the stuff that we've looked at before. Anybody else who's watched my other lives is we've kind of looked at personality insights, which you can see here. The big 5 stuff. Really interesting if you want to get a feel for individuals and then perhaps who they are as an individual and their learning styles. So I'm just going to pop into LinkedIn now, see if you've got any questions. Please do ask them in the comments. There we go. Hopefully the volume's down. No, it's not. Who they are as an individual. Okay, it's not showing me on there, so I'll try and StreamYard. I'm not seeing any questions. If you've got any questions, bang them in now. Otherwise, that's it. Whilst I'm waiting for the questions to come in. Unlike many platforms, Juji's allow you to have a full access account without any limitations. The only limitation they've got is that if you deploy it, then you have to have a paid account. But they're actually doing a really good offer at the moment. So if you wanted to learn it, you can just sign up at juji.io. Go in there, sign up, make an account, and you get access to everything. If you then want to deploy it somewhere for a month or 2, just speak to Juji. They're doing some fantastically cheap deals at the moment. So if you want to really, deploy it to a single page or a single Facebook page and just test the system and see if it works for you, you can do that. I've also been going through, as I've been learning the system, creating some how-to videos. You'll find those all on the Juji Studio YouTube channel. So as I learn something, I create a video on how it's done. One of the things as I've learned new platforms is it's all right having the manuals, but sometimes I just want to know how to do a single thing, and just a quick 1, 2, 3, 5 minute video that shows me how to do that thing saves me so much time. So I've made it a bit of a task of mine to create those videos. Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions come through. If you have any questions later, please do just message them straight over to me. If you want to do a one-to-one demo, give me a shout. I'll be happy to do it. It's a platform I really enjoy working on. If anybody's experienced like me and worked on many different platforms, some can be quite a chore, especially some of the bigger systems can be quite laborious to create the Q&As and the conversations, and just everything just seems a little bit challenging. But I found with Juji that it's actually a bit of a dream to create with. If you're not following me on LinkedIn or connected with me, do connect, because I am going to be doing some live builds through December for the Botrepreneurs chatbot. Frankie Ramirez, thanks for all your efforts. I appreciate that, really do. It's nice to get some feedback. There's from what I can see, there's not many people doing platform stuff live on LinkedIn, and it's something I want to do more of. And Juji's a really nice platform for doing that. So thanks, everyone. I don't want to keep you longer than I need to. Thanks for turning up. It makes me feel better. Enjoy the rest of your Friday, and I'll see you next week for another live session Friday again. Take care. Bye.